Okay, so opening this up, we have our sword and shield and wand. This is what I use for open world PvE. This first one is going to be shield strike. Your second one is counter barrier. That's going to up your block chance, which is going to make you tankier because of one of your passives. You've got your strategic rush. That is your third skill here. Uh, Your fourth skill is going to be touch of despair. That is a debuff. You smack an enemy with that, it weakens them, then you deal more damage to them. Then you have your corrupted magic circle. This is what I mainly use for if I get squishies together for an AoE. Is corrupted magic circle, then curse explosion, then if they're still up, I'll use annihilating slash, which is kind of just a spin to win. But for your fifth is corrupted magic circle, then swift healing. That's going to be your individual heal, whether it's for you or someone else. You got the curse explosion that I talked about. That basically turns all of the DOT damage that you do with your curses and stuff. It all explodes at once. You got provoking roar. This will be just to pull enemies. You can also swap that out if you're solo grinding. Annihilation blade. That's a level 50 skill that you will have right here. It's a good AoE in single target. Ray of Disaster is another level 50. Honestly, if you're still in the leveling process, I would straight up just run these two instead right there. The Invisible Wall gives you a shield that will absorb damage. The Blessed Barrier gives you a big defense buff for 6 seconds. Just going to move these back. Then, of course, we have Annihilating Slash. That's a spin to win. And Shield Throw. That will be pretty good damage. Your biggest damage, though, for especially single target, is going to be this first skill. I am missing a passive here, it would seem. So let's see here. We'll go with that. So passives, you have these are what you're going to want. You have this, evading an attack gives you mana back, as well as if you block with your shield or use a defense skill block, it gives you mana back and gives you a little bit of health back. It's going to be handy if you're running any bosses that hit you, even just the mini bosses in the story. Aegis Shield is going to give you extra defense depending on your shield chance. That's what I was talking about with counter barrier. This bumps up your shield chance by or shield block chance by 20.5%. This is going to be one of the first ones that you're going to want to level up to blue, but try and level everything to blue as you're going. This is the one that I was talking about, 8.8 per shield block chance. If you already have 18 regular plus 20, that's something in the ballpark of 40. You are looking at probably about 370 defense that adds. We got the Spectrum of Agony. Uh, Using Provoking Roar uh, or Cleaving Roar extends the remaining duration of effects, and it does damage to all things that it reaches. Impenetrable, more defense if you have a certain amount of targets near you. Colliding with target decreases cooldowns for all skills, so that'll be your dashes and stuff like that. Then we're down to our wand passives. Increases healing by 18% and lowers your cooldowns, increases your skill damage, and decreases cooldowns for your day and night cycle. Increases curse duration. That means you do more damage when you explode your with the curse explosion when you were hitting with curses. Your touch of despair is a curse. Your corrupted magic circle's a curse. Then the last one is going to be your plus right here, the vampiric contract. Restores an ally's health by 11% of damage dealt to a victim of the user's curse. Restores the user's health if no allies are in range. So what that means is if you curse something and you're smacking it, you're going to get health back, essentially. So the simplified version, if you're wanting to just grab and slap all of this onto a build, is the first skill is going to be your damage. Second one is going to make you tankier. Third one's a dash. You can quite literally spam just about everything here, and it will still work as long as you remember that you finish up with Curse Explosion. For skill specializations, there is these. Now again, you're not going to have all of these until you're higher level, but essentially you are looking at that as your Touch of Despair for your regular look. The only other one that I think changes the look is Swift Healing, where it'll be an initial cross like that instead of the 3. Strategic Rush is going to look like that. And an Annihilation Blade used to be a shot at victory. That's the level 50 skill I was talking about. All in all, it's good for grinding. You will quite literally be able to just run into shit and smash the fuck out of it, even at level 50. Starting out, it is going to feel a little bit slower though, but that's pretty much everything with the build. Now, this goes back to what I was talking about earlier for stat points though. Perception is how often you hit. If you're finding you're hitting your enemies quite often, I wouldn't worry about it. Biggest thing is going to be wisdom and strength when you're leveling, because this is my end game one. So go probably 20 wisdom, 20 strength, and you should be good to go. We'll go over here and stop this.